I told my son the truck was his. At midnight, I heard him say 5 words and everything changed. I want you to picture something simple. A truck. Just a truck. Now picture handing the keys to your only son, the boy you raised alone after his mother passed, and watching his face light up like it hadn't in years. That's where this story starts. A good moment. A moment I was proud of. It's not where it ends. Because 3 hours later, standing outside my own garage in the dark, I heard him say 5 words to someone on the phone that I was never supposed to hear. And once I heard them, I couldn't unhear them. My name is Walter Grady. I'm 68 years old, and this is the story of the quietest, most careful thing I have ever done, not out of anger, but out of love that had finally run out of patience. I built a small auto shop from nothing back in 1987, Grady and Son Auto, even though for the first 20 years there was no son to speak of yet. My wife Carol and I tried for years before we had Daniel. When he finally came, I promised myself I'd give him everything. I never had patience, time, a trade to fall back on, and eventually, this shop with his name already painted on the sign. Carol died 6 years ago. Cancer, slow and cruel. After that, it was just me and Daniel, and the shop, and a red 2019 Silverado. I'd restored myself, piece by piece, on weekends when the grief got too loud to sit still with. Daniel is 26 now, smart, charming, in the way that makes people trust him before they've earned the right to. He moved in with his girlfriend, Ashley, about a year ago. Nice enough girl, on the surface. Her family has money, real money, the kind that buys opinions about who's good enough for their daughter. I noticed the change in Daniel slowly, the way you notice a house settling. Small things first. He stopped coming by the shop on Sundays like we used to. He started talking about my truck a little too often, how it was wasted on an old man who barely drove 20 miles a week. How Ashley's father drove a truck half as nice and got compliments on it constantly. I told myself it was nothing. Kids grow up. They change. I told myself that a lot, actually, over the last year. It's a comfortable lie when you don't want to look at what's really happening in your own family. Then, 3 weeks ago, I had a small health scare, chest pain, middle of the night. Turned out to be nothing serious, stress, the doctor said, and my cholesterol needed watching. But for about 4 hours in that emergency room, not knowing what was happening to my own heart, I did something I hadn't done in years. I thought about what I was leaving behind and who I was leaving it to. Daniel showed up at the hospital eventually, 2 hours after Ashley's mother called him, which meant he'd known for 2 hours before he walked through that door. He hugged me. He said the right things. But I noticed he asked about my truck's title paperwork before he asked how I was sleeping. I didn't say anything. I just noticed. That's what fathers do if we're paying attention. We notice and we wait, because we want so badly to be wrong. So I decided to test something. Not out of spite, out of the need to finally know, one way or another, what kind of man my son had become. 2 weeks after the hospital, on a Saturday afternoon, I called Daniel over to the shop. I told him I'd been thinking about his future, about slowing down myself, about wanting him to have something that mattered to me. I handed him the keys to the Silverado. "It's yours," I told him. "Title's already being transferred. I want you to have it while I'm still around to see you enjoy it." I wish I could describe his face without sounding bitter, But I'll just tell you the truth. It wasn't joy. Not really. It was relief. The kind of relief you feel when something you've been quietly angling for finally lands in your hands. He hugged me. He said all the things a good son says. Dad, you didn't have to do this. This means everything. I let him say them. I even let myself believe some of it for about 6 hours. That night, Ashley threw a small get-together at their place to celebrate just her parents, a couple of friends, and me, invited almost as an afterthought. I told them I'd stop by for a bit, but had an early morning at the shop. I left around 9, but I forgot my reading glasses on their kitchen counter, the same drugstore pair I keep losing everywhere. I went back for them a little after 10, letting myself in through the side gate the way I always had, planning to just grab them and go without disturbing anyone. That's when I heard voices near the garage. Daniel's voice and Ashley's father's voice, low, the way men talk when they think no one decent is listening. I stood in the dark by the fence, and I heard Ashley's father say, "So the old man really just handed it over? No strings?" And I heard my son actually laugh and say 5 words back to him. Should have done this years ago. 5 words. That's all it took to rearrange everything I thought I understood about my own son. He kept talking. He told his father-in-law that the truck was the easy part, that once I was gone, or once I was in a home somewhere, the shop itself would be worth real money. And Ashley's father had already mentioned a friend who could help speed along guardianship paperwork if my health ever became a concern that needed managing. I stood there in the dark, 68 years old, holding a pair of drugstore reading glasses, listening to my only son plan around my death like it was a business milestone on a calendar. I didn't go in. I didn't confront him. Something in me went very, very still, not angry yet, just still, the way water goes still right before it freezes. I walked back to my car and drove home in silence. I didn't sleep that night. I sat at my kitchen table with a cup of coffee going cold in front of me, and I thought about Carol. I thought about what she would say if she knew our son was sitting in another man's garage, calling my death a business milestone. I'm not a man who explodes. I never have been. My anger doesn't shout. It plans. By morning, I had a plan of my own, not born from hate, but from the simple, exhausted realization that I had spent a year giving my son every benefit of the doubt, and he had spent that same year quietly deciding I was worth more to him gone than alive. I called my lawyer first thing Monday morning. Not to punish Daniel out of cruelty, I want to be honest about that, but to protect what I'd built with my own 2 hands from people who saw it only as a number. Here's what most people don't understand about revenge done right. It isn't loud. It doesn't need an audience. It just needs patience and paperwork and the willingness to finally stop pretending you didn't hear what you heard. I met with my lawyer, an old friend named Robert, who'd known Carol and me since before Daniel was born. I told him everything: the hospital visit, the truck, the conversation through the fence. He didn't flinch. He'd seen this story before, in different families, with different names. You want to protect the shop, he said, and you want to know if that truck transfer is still revocable. It was. I hadn't finalized the title yet. I'd told Daniel it was already in motion, but truthfully, I'd wanted 1 more week to make sure I was doing the right thing. That week had just paid for itself. Over the next 10 days, I quietly restructured everything. The shop went into a trust, one that couldn't be touched by anyone but a named, court-verified beneficiary Daniel. Yes, but only if certain conditions were met. Conditions about care, about presence, about the kind of relationship that can't be faked on a legal document, only lived. The truck transfer, I stopped cold. And I did one more thing. I asked Robert to draft a letter, not a cruel one, not a dramatic one, just an honest one. I wanted Daniel to read my exact words instead of hearing my silence and assuming I hadn't understood what I'd heard. I invited Daniel to the shop the following Saturday, the same shop, the same bay where I'd handed him those keys 2 weeks earlier. He came in smiling, still wearing the confidence of a man who believes he's already won something. I asked him to sit down. I put 2 things on the workbench between us, the truck keys and a sealed envelope with Robert's letterhead in the corner. "Dad, what's this about?" I told him the truth, plainly, the way I'd have wanted Carol to tell me if our roles had been reversed. "I forgot my glasses at Ashley's the night of the party," I said. "I came back for them around 10. I watched something behind his eyes go cold and calculating, the way it does when a man realizes the ground under him has shifted. "I heard you in the garage," I said. "I heard exactly what you said. Should have done this years ago." And I heard what came after it. He tried to explain. Of course he did. He said it was just talk, that Ashley's father exaggerates, that I was taking it out of context. I let him finish. I always let people finish, even when I already know every word they're going to say is designed to save themselves rather than tell me the truth. When he was done, I slid the envelope toward him. "The truck transfer never went through," I said. "I stopped it the morning after I heard you. And the shop, everything I built with your mother's blessing, everything I planned to leave you, it's in a trust now. You can still inherit every bit of it, Daniel, but only if you show me, with time and honesty, that you're the son I raised, and not the man I overheard in that garage. I want to be clear about something, because this part matters more than the anger does. I didn't disown him. I didn't scream. I didn't even raise my voice once in that entire conversation. I simply stopped pretending I hadn't heard what I'd heard, and I protected what I'd earned with 68 years of work from people including my own son, who were ready to treat my life like an inconvenience standing between them and an inheritance. Daniel didn't come to the shop for almost a month after that. Ashley's family, predictably, went quiet on me entirely once they realized there was nothing left to plan around. But 3 weeks ago, Daniel showed up on a Sunday, the day we used to spend together before all of this started. He didn't ask about the truck. He didn't ask about the trust. He sat down across from me at the same workbench, and for the first time in over a year, he actually apologized. Not the performance of an apology I'd grown used to. A real one, quiet and uncomfortable, the kind that costs a person something to say out loud. "I got scared," he told me. "Scared of losing you, and I turned that fear into something ugly instead of just being here. I don't know yet if this is the beginning of something real or just another chapter I haven't finished reading, but he's been back every Sunday since. No requests, no mention of the trust, just him showing up the way a son is supposed to. The truck still sits in my garage. I drive it to church on Sundays, same as always. Maybe one day it really will be his, not because I handed it over in a moment of guilt or fear, but because he earned it the only way that ever mattered, by being present when there was nothing in it for him except me. People ask me sometimes if I regret going back for those glasses that night. I tell them the truth. It was the most painful gift I never asked for. Because sometimes the people we love the most will tell us exactly who they are, the moment they think we're not listening. And the bravest thing we can do isn't to scream about it. It's to go quiet, protect what's ours, and give the truth room to prove itself one Sunday at a time.